Hey everyone, welcome to Stratele Studios. I'm Jeff Castanon. Welcome to another No Pause video reaction and analysis. Today we have a request from my wonderful patron, Phil. Phil wanted me to check out Marcelle Meyer, and the composition is called Rameau. There's 4 excerpts of the complete recording that we're going to listen to, and I'm going to put all kinds of really cool information in the description for everybody regarding this piece. But let's get started on this. Starts kind of in the middle of this big long video, so I'm going to get it started and then I'll switch over for you. It's the audio only, there's no video for it. Here we go. Like the hesitations. really like that. Wow. What an amazing musician. As I'm listening to this, I am completely mesmerized by the amount of music that is coming out of this instrument with the use of just two hands, because piano, anything that's got keys on it and you got 10 fingers on it, you have the ability to do so much in the way of covering many different pieces of, like, you know, an orchestra or a band or whatever, because you can hit the low notes for the bass and the upper notes. You can use those for melodies that appear in the violin or voices or whatever, then all the middle voices and all of that. But what's astounding to me is that when you have somebody like this that can play like this, you are hearing like so many independent parts that are going on at the same time. And I can't even wrap my head around how this is being produced by just the use of the two hands, because there's so many lines and stuff that are happening, and it's just mind-boggling just to break it down and to write it out, but then to play it also is amazing. It says Jean-Philippe Rameau lived from 1683 to 1764, and this is reinvented on piano by Marcelle Meyer. So these are Rameau pieces, I suppose. And there's a lot in this video. If you like that, then check out the full video. I'll put the link in the description. But basically, we listened to 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 4 pieces here. Okay, I got thrown off because the third piece is a rondo. It's parts 1 and 2. I thought there's 5 pieces in here. So, yes, as it went by, I put up the label so you could see where we're at, and I'll also put up the timestamp so you know where to go in the original video also. But this is just absolutely amazing. One thing I wanted to remark on was the hesitations that happened in the first piece that we heard here. It kept reminding me of how much we've lost through doing music with electronics, because like the way this breathed and the human quality to the piece being played on piano, that hesitation, the human aspect of playing, a lot of it, I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of it has been lost in contemporary music because of the tools that we use. And just to kind of tell you as an aside, anyone who's done any recording will already know this, but when you're recording music, like let's say you're recording a band, rock band or something, or a pop band, and you are recording all the instruments, a lot of times you're going to pick a tempo and you're going to have a click track, and the drummer's going to play to the click track, and then, you know, maybe everyone plays with the drummer at that point. But it's slave to a clock. And the reason for this is because it makes editing and fixing mistakes and punching in and all this stuff, it makes it so much easier. So when you've got all the instruments on a clock, you lose that human element. So what you give up in human element, you make up for in the ease of the production, the ease of the recording and editing and producing it. So that's what we deal with this thing like that. But I'm not saying everybody does it and it's done all the time, but a lot, I'd say the majority of things that are recorded are done this way, especially in pop music. You could listen to a pop song, you could set a metronome, and it will be on the metronome from the second it starts to when it ends. And then, you know, it's on a clock. And, you know, I think about bands like Led Zeppelin, and, you know, they didn't do that back then, you know, in the early days, I'm sure, because you could feel how humid it is. And sometimes it speeds up, sometimes it slows down, and, you know, the whole band speeds up and slows down together, even if it's just a micro, you know, increase or decrease. but you could feel it. So you take some of those old recordings, which I have done, and you put a clock to it, and you'll see that it will drift, and you're like, no, it's not on a clock, That's really interesting. So that's what, listening to this first piece reminded me of, what we've lost with today's technology. But obviously for this kind of stuff, you could still make recordings like this without, slaving to a clock, and you should, if you're doing a piano piece like this, and you definitely don't need to be slave to a clock, because you don't have to edit in the same way as a band does. But enough said on the recording side of things here. But the thing about this that I truly, truly love is the fact that these pieces are so different from each other, and there's a different mood to each one of these. I love that little chunk that we heard, because you get to see so many different sides here, and I really like that. This is cool. Phil, man. As always, Phil will put just a wealth of information in the form of a note that he gives me, and then I will put that in the description for all of you to read. He really goes in depth, and boy, he's right on top of it. So I'm going to put that information in the description for you, as always, and come back for some more cool stuff. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, I just wanted to let you all know that the Stratele Studio Shop is up and running. This is the artwork for the various designs that I have on the products. Basically, it's studios A through F. These are the graphics that I showed at the beginning of each video, and you can get these graphics on a variety of products. As you see here on the website, you have 10 products that are customizable. You can actually change the location or the size of the graphic on the product. I hope you come check it out.